was, I don't know. I felt like it was just like, the plot was like, I don't know.
Just so you know, everyone, Dante is recording this now, so we can't break any more laws.
Don't worry.
Is this one of these situations that we have to keep our feet on the ground again?
I love working with you fuckers. You guys drive me nuts, but I do love working with you guys. I love it.
so no one's gonna answer me. Does that mean I know what that means? Oh shit.
So Carlos, do you have a set tonight?
A bit.
Yeah, me neither.
A bit. I have a joke. So, like an official, like actual, like, hey, it's a joke.
Good job. I'm so proud of you.
I mean, it's an evolution from standing and just talking.
You're moving up in the world.
You know what? You know.
I'm feeling attacked here, you guys. Like I just go up there and stand and talk. You guys are. I heard what you said.
Like I pitched one for free. Like here's a freebie. Here, you're gonna have to deal with me for like 10 minutes. So here's a joke. Now
I'm about to introduce you guys real quick, and then it'll be on Dahlia. Yo. Welcome to SuitMan Productions. We have a great show here for you tonight. Give it up for our black and proud lineup. Tonight we'll be featuring Ash Joyner out of Portland, Oregon, Shanel Hughes out of Denver, Colorado, Rachel Dunbar out of Boston, Mass, Carlos Kareem Windham out of Portland, Oregon, and headlining tonight, Chaz Carter out of St. Petersburg, Florida. But first, give it up for your host with the most, all the way from Portland, Oregon. Gives me a hell of a time every time I see him. Don't worry. Give it up for Dahlia Delu.
Wow, that was the most complex pronunciation of my name ever. But yeah, I am Dahlia Belle. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. If you hear any background noise tonight, it's because I have niggas cutting hair in my living room because, you know, I'm classy. I'm a celebrity. I'm glad to be here. It's warming up in Portland right now, which is lovely. I can get back to all my favorite warm weather activities, such as the only sport I play, which is a little game called Is This Nigga Homeless or Just Really Into Fitness? And just so we're clear on this, sometimes those two things overlap, and I have definitely fucked more than my fair share of bums with six packs, but it's okay. You know, we all have our ups and downs all around. This is the weirdest environment. I actually have like a full live studio audience, which is weirder than doing a show live or just a straight up Zoom show. Because now I just have like 4 nincompoops smoking all my weed while I have to entertain people. It's very, very frustrating. So we're going to get into some things tonight. Obviously, this is an all Black, all queer lineup. Some of the viewers at home might hear some things they're not used to. Some of these comics, they may talk shit about white people. I will not. I have the utmost of respect for white people because y'all got ambition. Like, I can't imagine the amount of work it takes to hate an entire group of people. Like, I hate Charles because he lives across the hall from me. Fuck that nigga. But I'm definitely not going to find people to hate. And I'm definitely not going to build a boat. Like, if Charles moves to a different building, I don't care about him anymore. He doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. But white people, y'all got dedication to doing fucked up shit. We're also probably going to say some off-color things about the straights. And I don't want you to think that we are opposed to the straights as long as you make it quiet. That's all we're really seeking from you. I myself am a feminist, and when I tell people that, they assume I hate men, which is not true. I do not hate men at all, just everything they say and do, which is only half true because I love when men do me. In fact, I'm constantly on the lookout for more men to do me more often. but quietly. Again, just shut the fuck up. Stop cock blocking yourself with your stupid words. That's all I'm saying, people. I'm just trying to help you out, giving you these keys, these remedies. That's all the rap I got. I am coming out with a rap album later this year, though. It's just all the ad libs, though. So it's just gonna be like, yeah, what? Fuck, nigga. Nigga, what? Yeah. Speak. That's the whole album. Dope. Welcome. This is the official album drop. All right, we're gonna keep this cracking with a dear friend of mine coming to us all the way from the beautiful land of Las Vegas. Please put your hands together for Ash Joyner.
Heidi ho, folks. Heidi ho. I gotta appreciate Dahlia for introducing me as being from Las Vegas, because you leave it to our producer, and he is determined. He is just determined to put me from Portland. I had to leave Portland because I was sick of white people being on their white people bullshit. It was just too much of that going on for me. Like, I couldn't do it no more. And honestly, like, it's been worse on the news lately. Like, did y'all hear that story about the white lady that thought her phone was stolen, and this dude, it was just black dude just living his best life, walking out a hotel with his dad on his way to get some snacks, you know, trying to get some food, just living his best life, and some white woman just comes up and just tackles him out of nowhere. Then they had interviews with this chick, and they was like, so why you think you could do that to somebody? Why was you racially profiling this dude? She's like, I wasn't racially profiling him. I can't even do that. I'm like Puerto Rican, Italian, and Greek. And she thought because she was all of the almost black people, and she could get away with that. And I'm just, your proximity to blackness does not make you immune to being racist, though, lady. Like, but she tried it. She really tried it. And ooh, man, she was just disrespectful. Her lawyer, I like watching the interview she did with Gayle King, was disrespectful. Because I can't imagine being this lady's lawyer. Like, that, you know how you sit down and you had a conversation beforehand, say this, don't say this. She was like, okay. And then she just went down the list of don't say this. I'm gonna say that and that and that. You know, I pulled him out. It wasn't racist, it was because he was black. Like, what, lady? What? Her lawyer just faced with the whole time was just like, bro, you can't say that. You can't. And the lawyer quit. I ain't never seen a lawyer quit a job, man. But I had to respect her for walking away from it, because that was terrible. And so stuff like that, I had to get away from that. I had to go to somewhere with some more colored folks like me. So I ended up leaving the West Coast and moving back to the Confederate capital, because you know it's black folks here in Virginia. You know, we here just showing out, doing things and stuff. I don't know what we doing, but I'm sure they doing it. I ain't going outside. I don't think COVID over yet. Y'all be out there, and y'all go ahead. Y'all live your best lives. But no, it was weird. Like, I had reasons, but I had to move back in with my parents. And moving back in with your parents is a strange thing when you in your mid-20s, because you don't get no privacy. Like, not even in that whole, you know, I'm trying to just, you know, be an adult and be like over here, like, but no, just mail. I want to open my own mail, you know? And my mom's like, no, I'm gonna open it for you and decide if this need to go in the trash. And so a couple of months back, she had this incident where somebody signed her up to get free porn in the mail. And she had a fit, because she's in her mid-70s, and she's just like, what is this the people's doing? They're doing all sorts of stuff. Oh, I don't want to be on this mailing list. I just can't with this stuff here. This is so inappropriate. What? Oh, Lord. They sending it to me. And so she took it back to the post office and said, how do I get this stuff to stop coming to my house? And the mailman was like, oh, just throw it away. But she was not ready to let it go, because, you know, old people are serious about their mail. She's like, no, I'm going to make some phone calls and I'm going to write a letter to the governor. This is just wrong. So I said, okay, all right. I know what she don't like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign myself up for a porn mailing list. She hasn't opened my mail ever since. She just got tired of it. I found the raunchiest stuff that I could possibly get my hands on. I was like, Tweets? Wait, no, that's not. Anal? No. Foot stuff? Wait, furries. That'll do it. She was so disturbed and bothered, and we haven't talked or looked each other in the eye ever since. But I feel like that's fine. That's fine. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all. I just wanted to say hi and bye. Everybody have a good night. Take care of yourself out there. Avoid the COVID and the racism if you can, people.
Yeah, keep it going for Ask Joyner, aka Ask the J, coming to you all. Yeah, it's not complete without the air horn. Ash, you're kind of lucky that your mom was just uncomfortable with all sex stuff. My mom gave me one sex talk in my whole life, and it was when I was 16 years old. I was coming out for the first time, and at that time I thought I was bi. So I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, I think I'm bi. And my mom looked me in the eyes and she said, baby, I love you no matter what. Just don't let white men ejaculate in your booty hole, because that's how you get the AIDS. And we never talked about it again. So everyone put your hands together for the fabulous Shanel Hughes.
Yay! Thank you. How are y'all doing tonight? It's a great night. Yeah, good. I'm happy. Thanks for responding. I got this nice background in case anybody's on shrooms. You're welcome. Okay, that's what mood we're in. It's spring. Get on drugs. I'm from Denver, y'all. That's where I'm from. It's a great place to be. It's fun fact where white people were founded. I know. It's where I'm from. I brag every time I'm in Atlanta. I be bragging. No, I'm just kidding. That's Portland, right? That's where all y'all is from. White people grow there organically. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch where you step in. They're just popping up out the ground, ready to sell you weed. Portland's a good time. I went to Portland and met a lot of Black comedians there and smoked a lot of weed and drank a lot of Starbucks, danced in the rain. It was a dream. It was basically an episode of Portlandia, and that's all you can ask for. I'm almost 30. That's all I can ask for. You know, my life is complete. It's been an interesting year, y'all. Like, for real, I never thought I'd say this, but this year has been the year where I've missed white people, you know, and I never thought I'd say that. I know Ash was like, no, let me get up out of Portland, too much white shit. And I was just in the house lonely as hell during coronavirus, just wishing somebody would touch my hair, you know, just one time, anybody, just run your fingers through it. I would have allowed it. I would have let them touch my hair under these circumstances. I miss their shenanigans, you know, like, for instance, I started doing a lot of white people shit during coronavirus because I live in a white state. So I decided to take advantage. I started hiking. That was a great time. White people love you on the trails. They love you up there. It's like Black History Month every day. I don't know why they're so happy. I don't know if it's the sun. I don't know what it is up there that gets the fresh air, but they are excited to see me on the trails. I started collecting crystals, you know? Y'all know about crystals. I got a little depressed, you know what I'm saying? I was brushing my teeth and then I just started crying at the same time. I was like, oh, hell no. You need to go to the gym. And so I went to the gym. I went to the crystal store. And I thought I was doing good. I was like, girl, so my white homegirl, I'm like, I got these crystals. I'm feeling good, refreshed, blessed. And she was like, oh, really, Shanel? But have you tried a rose quartz dildo? And I was like, damn, right? Y'all putting the crystals just right to the core. Y'all getting right. Y'all ain't depressed no more after that. That's done. That is the cure. You put a rose quartz by your cervix. I don't even know what comes out of that, you know? Not a baby. I'll let you know that. Because I tried it. Amazon Prime. It came on time, y'all. I'm in a good mood for this show. Because Amazon Prime. Every day. Every time. What else white people shit was I getting into? Oh, charcuterie boards. I was getting into that. You know what I'm saying? White people, y'all is wild out here. Y'all jamming figs, and I thought you can only Newton figs, and y'all out here doing a lot. So thank y'all for that. Escape rooms. Oh, I love an escape room, y'all. It's like just the right amount of scary for me, you know? A roller coaster too much, but an escape room, I'm like, ooh, maybe, but they still let you out. So you good. You good either way. You don't even got to escape. They're going to let you out. I know it's triggering. That might be triggering for us, but they're going to let us out at the end. Okay. We get out at the end. Let's see. I've been in a relationship this entire quarantine. We actually started living together right before quarantine, right after, right here, right after. Because our parents got mad we were gay. They kicked us out. You know, what? It's whatever, you know, parents, am I right? They're crazy. And I just can't wait to get rich and just slap them with all my money. But today I'm chilling. And we lived together the whole time. And one thing I never thought about when I was single, in fact, when I was single, I swore I was never going to argue about dishes, you know? Like, that's your favorite thing to say. You talk to people in a relationship, they're like, we was arguing about dishes. You like, no, I ain't arguing about dishes ever. And really, single people, you can't argue about paper plates. Okay, so stop saying that. Okay, you can't argue about one cup, one spoon, one fork, and one knife. Who you gonna argue with about one thing of everything? Okay. Anyway, we arguing about dishes, y'all. It's the season, you know, and nothing's fun about arguing at all, except one thing. It's just pretending for that moment that you're single. You know, when you're in the King Soopers parking lot and you crying because you mad, you ain't got nowhere else to go. Y'all live together. Where you gonna go? So you're at King Soopers, you're crying in your car, and you just think about all the things you would do right now if you were single, you know? Like, if I was single right now, I go on a jog without this hoe having to put in her inhaler and all that shit, just jogging all around the city. I don't have to wait for her no more. I don't have to do that. That's a sacrifice I make, you know? If I was single right now, I could hit up a BOGO and eat both them motherfuckers. Do you hear me? Like, just a different world. If I was single right now, I could have left the dishes in the sink for 3 months if I wanted to, you know? And when I said that one to myself, I wouldn't apologize because, like, we ain't going back to that. Hell no. No. Cross that off the list, man. Cross that off the list. But this is my first same-sex relationship. We have a 5-year-old baby. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of learning, you know? It was a lot of snuggling as friends, but it's okay, guys. I'm gay now. I know for sure. I wasn't sure, you know? I wasn't positive. It was like, my mom said it wasn't, but now she owes me $5. So we in this bitch. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm eating pussy with the pros. That's it, you know? Like, if Beyonce hollered at me right now, she might leave Jay-Z, y'all. I'm out here, y'all. Y'all see my hat backwards? That's for aerodynamics. Y'all see me diving in. That's all I'm saying. I'm Trey Songz. That's all I'm letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating. I'm excited. If they make pussy-os for cereal, I'm buying them. Okay. You guys are right. That's vulgar. That's crazy. We'll change the subject. I'm eating them up. No milk involved, baby. Okay.
Num.
Don't go. Okay. We all just woke up from a nap. We need a snack. We'll change the subject. We can talk about dicks. We can talk about my strap on, whatever. Y'all seen the hat backwards. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what time it is. You know, I got a little butto. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, y'all, I got a strap on and it's caramel. So it's my little friend. He's caramel. I was hiking all summer. I just told y'all that. So it didn't match me for a while. But now I can send a good dick pic and it might be convincible. That's it. After the winter, my dick pic is a little more convincible up against my thigh. That's what I wanted to tell y'all. And that's been a learning experience, okay? Because my stomach muscles right underneath my fupa, y'all know where the fupa is at. Them muscles, very unprepared for the stroke game, okay? We were not ready for the stroke game, okay? And y'all know about the stroke game because I was checking the Tinder stocks. They didn't go down at all during coronavirus. So y'all know what I'm talking about. And we were not ready. My dick came in the mail with 7.5 inches. I was like, fuck, you know? That kind of messed me up, you know? Usually white people, like when I tell this joke for real, white people are always like, and I'm like, oh, y'all thought it was bigger because I'm Black? And then they're like, oh, they don't know whether to laugh or what. And I'm like, it shouldn't have been bigger because that was enough to handle. Like, homies, if y'all out here with 7.5 inches and you slanging it during coronavirus, pat yourself on the back. Because, wow, 3 minutes is a long time. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's a very long time, okay? Wow. I don't know if my uterus fell out. I'm not sure what happened, y'all, but I had to take PTO for a week,
Ooh.
I don't know if y'all can relate. It's like, okay, when I'm at white people shows, I tell them it's like when you accidentally take meth because you thought it was Molly and now you up for 3 days. It's kind of the same thing, and it was an accident. You didn't know that. You didn't want that to happen, You were just having fun. I didn't think my uterus was gonna fall out, but I'm one of y'all fellas now. And whoever y'all dicking down, okay? If they tell you, 3 minutes, that's all you got. Oh, that's all you got. I want you to take your shit off, throw it at them and tell them you try it, bitch. Okay? You try it, because this is not a game out here. Couple more things before I get out of here. I was heterosexual my whole life, till now, till a couple years ago, and till I stopped drinking. And fellas used to tell me all the time, "Oh, putting on a condom, that ruins the mood, Shanel. I can't do that." But it's like, nigga, have you put on your whole dick? You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had to put on your whole dick? And then it's dark because you got a baby and your balls is upside down, and now you got to tell Shorty to turn the light on and not wake up your 5-year-old because that's gonna fuck him up. It's just like, don't ever let them tell you that no more, y'all. Don't ever let them tell you that no more. Okay. My strap on, his name is Alfredo. We're still talking about it because he gets it creamy, guys. Okay, he gets it creamy. All right. My name is Shanel Hughes. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
That was naughty, but keep it going for Shanel. Yay! You may have noticed I don't generally talk a lot about sex. That's because I have the same relationship with sex that I have with money, meaning I don't really like it, but it's how I pay for things. So we're gonna keep it going. Oh, I didn't mention that Shanel Hughes is from Denver, Colorado, which is like probably the only city in the US whiter than Portland, Oregon. So congratulations on that. That's impressive. I still don't personally do white people things. Like all my white friends here in Oregon keep trying to get me to go camping, but there are just a handful of things I don't like about camping. It's dark, it's wet, trees, ropes, and white people. Those are just the 5 that immediately spring to mind. So I'm gonna keep it safe. Because here's the thing: my ancestors did not fight and struggle and die for me to sleep on the ground. They died so that I could sleep in a carpeted apartment in a mostly white city. So our next comment coming up, it was a semifinalist in the Boston Comedy Festival, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts. Please put your hands together for the fabulous Rachel Dunbar.
Hey. Happy Black History Month, everybody. That's right. That's right.
Yes.
You
Yes.
heard me. I know it's not February, but guess what? I don't need some calendar, okay, to tell me when Black History Month is over, right? Especially not the white man's calendar. Got Black History Month, the shortest month of the year. So anyway, in honor of Black History Month, I thought I'd share a few things with y'all, like my Venmo username. I'm not kidding, get your phones out. I know you have the app. My username is Rachel-Dunbar-5. Let's go. Trying to get my reparations this year. If you don't have money for me, that's fine. I will accept large plots of land. Or a mule. Matter of fact, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the land. I just really want a mule. Mama's got things she's got to transport. My favorite part of Black History Month is when white moderates. My favorite part of Martin Luther King Day is when white moderates will post quotes from Dr. King on Facebook that are taken out of context and don't acknowledge the Black community today or systemic racism. You know, it's like, judge not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have no Black friends, you know, or, you know, I'm not racist. I know how to copy and paste. Yeah, and I get to comment below and tell them that MLK would have hated them because it's true. Also, Martin Luther King, total nerd, by the way. He was a huge Star Trek fan. So if you really do want to authentically quote the Reverend Doctor, you can just be like, Star Trek rocks. Or what was it that he said in his famous March on Washington? Like, I had a dream that my 4 little children will live long and prosper. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. I was recently mistaken for another Black female comic. This is something that happens to Black people a lot. Like white people will mix us up with the one other Black person that they know. And so my question for white people is this, right? Like, how do you keep on mixing up your Black coworkers, but you have enough space in your brain for like all of the dog breeds? Like, how does that work? I know I talk about race a lot, but the thing is, I made a deal with the universe where I'll stop talking about race when people stop being racist to me. And so far, I'm willing to keep up my end of the bargain, but the universe has not been able to keep up theirs. I get a lot of racist trolls on the internet. I had this guy comment on one of my posts. I was like, who are you? I don't even know who you are. He goes, I'm what racist like you call white. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you're what the US Census Bureau calls white. You are what I would call a waste of my time. I created a workshop just for Black comedians on Facebook. I made a post about it. And this white guy came to my post and he commented, he goes, well, why is it just got to be for Black people? Like, you wouldn't like it if I made a group just for white guys. And you know, like the worst part about the interaction was his last name was like Jankowski or something like that. And I was like, wait, Jankowski, that's like Polish, right? Like, that's not even a top tier white, you know? Like, it's one thing for someone to be racist to me, but for that person to be like a second string white, like, that's just embarrassing. So I am an out and proud pansexual woman. You're welcome. For those of you who don't know what that means, it basically means I'm attracted to people all across the gender spectrum. It's very rewarding to be attracted to all of the people and have none of them like you back. It's a big problem in the queer community. You know, speaking of which, I've been thinking a lot about people who made the queer community look bad recently, you know, like Ellen DeGeneres and Pete Buttigieg and Jeffrey Dahmer, you know, because when Jeffrey Dahmer got caught, all the gays were like, damn it, Jeffrey, you were just supposed to eat the ass. And I know what some of you are thinking, you had no idea Jeffrey Dahmer was gay. That's okay. The police investigating his crimes had no idea either. When they found out that Dahmer was picking up his victims from gay bars, they were just like, well, he must like to go there for the music. You know, he just cannot get enough Donna Summers. The police were so convinced of Jeffrey Dahmer's innocence that when one of his victims tried to escape, the police brought that guy back to Jeffrey Dahmer's house. And to the police, like, I get that you're so bad at your job that you have no idea something murdery is happening. But you see this like half naked, drugged out kid with this older guy, like, you have to at least know that something gay is going on, right? Like, apparently the police officer that dropped Jeffrey Dahmer's victim back off to him went on to become the president of the Milwaukee Police Union. So just imagine the collective bargaining agreement that guy pushed for. Like, okay, we want paid overtime. We want 5 vacation days a year. And every once in a while, we get to return a victim back to a serial killer. You know, I don't know if this has ever happened to you where you're just hanging out with your mom and she turns to you and she goes, hey, by the way, you're autistic. We just never told you. No, just me. I don't know if any of you know what it's like to find out that you're autistic at the age of 27, but I was like, this adds up because I love counting. You know, I tell people I'm autistic and they're like, well, have you tried cutting out gluten? I'm like, what is up with gluten? Like, I feel like as a society, we have given gluten way too much power. Like, it makes you gain weight, it makes you tired, and it makes you obsessed with trains. Like, what is up with brains? I don't get it. You know, I hate those people that are like, oh, by the way, it's not autistic person, it's person with autism, right? Because first of all, I've never heard anyone with autism actually say this. And second of all, the people who say this, they don't really care about autistic people. They just want to prove to everyone how woke they are. And so I just want to tell these people, like, you're a shitty person. No, I'm sorry. You're a person with shittiness. You're just high functioning on the shit spectrum. So I'm adopted. My parents are white, and my siblings are adopted as well. So I'm Black, my sister's Indian, my brother's Vietnamese, and our parents are white. So when we go out together, we don't look like a family. We look like a focus group. My dad's a really goofy white guy. He's white, but he loves singing Negro spirituals. Like, I'll just be walking in the living room and he's going, swing low, sweet chariot. I'm like, Dad, you're not picking cotton. You're trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle. You know, we listen to a lot of white music in my house, and as you can imagine, you know, a lot of Fleetwood Mac. That's a white band. I didn't listen to music by Black artists for a really long time until I started making friends with other Black kids in high school. And there's this one time we're hanging out, and we're listening to music, and we're singing along. We're listening to Stevie Nicks' "The Edge of 17," and we're all singing along. Turns out it wasn't The Edge of 17 we were listening to. It was Destiny Child's hit "Bootylicious," which just samples The Edge of 17. So while everyone else is going, Kelly, can you handle this? Michelle, can you handle this? Beyonce, can you handle this? I'm going, just like the world when it sings a song, sounds like she's singing. All right, thank you. I'm Rachel Dunbar. That's my time.
Yay! Give it up for Rachel Dunbar. That was abrupt and aggressive, but very funny. Thank you so much for coming to us all the way from Boston. I was going to tell a joke between each comic, and then I got really drunk and high. So the next comic is a dear sweet friend of mine, a fabulous human being. I saw them like a year and a half ago. It was beautiful. We said words. We ate food probably. I was probably crossfaded then too. I gotta stay on brand, you know? It's good to stay true to oneself. And this next comic's personal self lives right here in beautiful Portland, Oregon, and their name is Carlos Kareem Windham.
I am the one who's been doing that. Hey, everybody. I am, as I was introduced, I am Carlos Kareem Windham. That is a whole turducken of colonialism and imperialism and rape. It's a lot. It's a lot in there. My parents, my father, I think, had a very much more butch version of what I was going to be. His nickname actually is Butch. His grandmother, my grandmother, his mother named him that because he was not thought to be. Irony. The name that they gave me is just full of machismo all the way across the global spectrum. Carlos literally translates to leader of the people. Kareem is a blasphemous name to have. It should be Al-Harim, should not be capitalized. It's one of the names of Allah. It means the generous. So I got that. And so generous leader of the people. And Windham, I guess, is a slave trader. So it's a lot. It's a whole lot in there. It's a whole lot in there. Sunday is a perfect Sunday at dusk. Sunday at dusk online is the perfect way to do Sunday at dusk online seated is the perfect way to do stand-up comedy. This is just delightful. This is what this is why we got into it, to just talk into a void of no laughter. This is, if you're here with us, you have essentially come to where comedy junkies live, because nobody else would do this. It doesn't make sense. It's not even like you've come to watch an episode of Intervention. It's more like you've walked into a heroin den and you're just here with a bunch of queer comedians, and I'm sorry, and you're welcome. So that's how we're doing it here at church tonight for Out and Proud. We are those things. It's like comedy. It's like stand-up. It's not as wet, and it smells a little different, and it doesn't feel as good. It's prophylactic comedy, if you will. It's safe. It's safer. It's safer this way. There are less white people shooting at you here than anywhere. And then anyway, back to normal. Yay! Pew pew pew. Thanks. This is great. Thank you. I wish Dr. Fauci would hide the vaccine. I wish the vaccine would be hidden from more people. I don't think we're ready to go back to normal based on all of the hunting. White people are amazing. Why it fascinates me that there's no moment on earth that there is anything horrible enough that you could stop racism. It's just, I mean, COVID, isn't it? It doesn't. I saw a picture of a family when in the before times going down Magic Mountain in Disneyland, which is a racist ride in a Nazi establishment, and they were going down the ride, down the waterfall, and one of the men was making one of the new Nazi signs, was doing the okay for a Nazi sign as he was going down the waterfall, and found just that millisecond to squeeze in a little extra racism. It's like you like an eclair, like you're squeezing. How do you do it? It's a skill. It's your culture. It's a skill in your culture, and I respect it. You have an algorithm, and it's got 3 parts: steal it, rape it, kill it. And it's amazing that even through COVID, you could still just do all three. White people are very sad that 500,000 Americans have died this year because of COVID, and that is sad. I do wonder, though, how many of you are as concerned about the 200,000 Black women and girls who are missing right now? They need you too. They need you too, white people. Remember when you sewed your pink hats? Come on, let's get in the streets. Let's make a badge. Let's make a hat. Let's make a pin. They need your help. We need your help. Please, please, please. I'm only asking white people to stop the racism because they invented it. It's theirs. It's nothing for us to do. I don't ask Black folks to do that. I don't think that there's anything for us to do except be Black. I facilitate about this during the day, which means that I spend my days yelling at white people about whiteness for money. Then I spend my nights yelling at white people about whiteness for free, because it's not a job if you love what you do. Do you know what I'm saying, people? Do you know what I'm saying? Just find a reason to yell at a white person. That's all. That's all. I'm terribly consistent. When I walk in the room, it's very much, this is your facilitator. Hi, how are you doing? It's not what you thought it would be. They see me on a flyer and think, wow, they look Will Smith friendly. My goodness, weren't you mistaken? Weren't you mistaken? I'm aging and finding that I still get to roll with and get invited to roll with the youngs a lot. And have, it's because Black don't crack. It does, however, get these delicious Morgan Freeman chocolate chip freckles all over the place as we age. Gotcha. Got your girl looking like a delicious chocolate chip cookie. It's just, it's num num, get a bite. Also, I was told recently that hey, if you dyed your beard, you would look like you're 30. And I thought to myself, well, that would be great information if I were a pedophile. I am not. So I don't, it's fine. I'm good to look old. I'm an old. So I'm comfortable with it. I know a lot of people don't believe it, but it's because you can't see my my joints and my ligaments. If you could see those, you would know how old I am. I don't think that so I swear to God, this morning I made a deal with myself that during Corona I was not going to get bored and shave my beard into any funny shapes or shave it off. That was the one thing that I didn't want to do. I'm half vaxxed. I almost, I don't know if you've noticed this, but my beard is giving off very porn vibes, because it is decided in the weird flow of gentrification happening that the whites are moving last to the mustache and to the handlebar mustache. That's natural. So I almost shaved a runway here this morning, like and left the chops like a 1940s Black Sherlock Holmes situation. Then I got high, and that calmed me right down. Luckily, my child called me out of the bathroom, because man, you should see my pubes though. It's an interesting situation. Do have a child. This does surprise many of the cishet straights, which is why they don't tend to invite me to their parties. What they have discovered is that there might be the occasion where I might leave with your girl while wearing her underwear. It's how I get down It's how I get down. I were a married person. I, however, did graduate from the institution of marriage. Got a PhD, a pretty heinous divorce out of the deal. Shout out to my ex-wife. Obviously, we are supposed to be doing stand-up. Shout out to her mostly because I get to drop my kid off and not just out the window, but to her, which allows me to do things like this. So I appreciate that. And I don't know. I guess that's about my time. So I'm going to wrap it up by letting you know that I did get a slave recently. What is robot? A vacuuming robot. I call it a slave because I know that's why white people invented it. It's the one thing that they are good at, inventing things to help them avoid doing any work of any sort. So thank you, white people, for my robot slave. And thank you for the time. My name's Carlos. Bye. Smooches, I love you, sort of.
So I did warn you that there was going to be some shit talking about white people. It's been a really racist week. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, you should stop doing racist shit. That way we can write jokes about other things, like my booty hole again. Things we all want to hear about. Anyhow, that was Carlos Windham, everyone. I am also getting older. I'm not yet an old. I'm still a thought. But, I do have all the same body image issues as any other woman. Like, am I too heavy? Am I too hairy? Does my penis exist? Just the relatable shit. Next comic coming up. Coming to us all the way from St. Petersburg, Florida, the most glorious state in hell. Chaz Carter.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, you are right. Florida is the 8th level of hell. It actually took me a longer time to come out as a Floridian than it did as gay. It was let's be honest here, you guys. Florida is what happens when you leave white people in the cleaning aisle for too long. Like it's a fucking little meth den, I like to think of it as America's taint because it's hot and humid and nobody ever goes there, This is kind of how I equate Florida. Florida bashing. What else is going on? You guys, I'm happy to be here. I smoked a lot of weed earlier, and whatever, because I felt like this would be a space of no judgment. And then I get here, everybody's smoking. So I'm like, great, cool, yeah. I just got back from San Diego this morning. I was there for the last 2 days. San Diego during the pandemic can only be described. It's literally just like this melting pot of college students, tourists who wear Birkenstocks with shorts, and feral homeless people is the only thing that I could use to describe San Diego. I had a lot of homeless people ask me for money, like we didn't take the same mode of transportation, they're always like, do you have $1? I'm like, do you have $1, nigga? We on the same thing. Did we not take the same bus together? Listen, I am just a jazzed up, dressed homeless person. I am one bad Yelp review away from being homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, I don't know why they seem to think that I'm just out here balling out of cash. I'm just this wealthy socialite who just chooses to take a packed bus during the pandemic every day because of the thrill, because it sounds joyous. What's going on in this crazy world? I'm fully vaccinated. We outside. I'm fully vaccinated. My arm, yeah, I wish someone had prepared me for the side effects a little better. Jesus fucking Christ. I got the Moderna, and the first shot was no problem. Second shot, my arm was incredibly sore for like 4 days. My arm felt like I had a new boyfriend with a point to prove, you know, it just hurt really bad. I also had chills, I had body aches, I also had a fever for like a good day and a half. I felt like a hot bag of garbage. What the fuck is that about? It's like I almost feel like, did they microdose COVID? Like, what did they do? Did they give you just enough to scare you? Like, they give you the vaccine, they also microdose a little COVID just to let you know this is what it could be like. You know, people keep asking me now that I'm fully vaccinated. They're like, "Oh, are you gonna, you know, go fuck around? Are you gonna hook up now that you're fully vaccinated?" And I'm like, "No, because niggas are still dirty. Like being vaccinated is not going to protect me from a dirty dick. Like, yeah, I might not get COVID, but I could definitely still get the clap or gonorrhea." Niggas ain't telling you if they got vaccinated. You think they're gonna tell you if they got dirty dick? No. No. I'm gonna stay here in my little overpriced apartment room. I thought about it though. I thought about it. It has been hard because you guys know how hard it is for gay men to be boxed up for too long without having sex. It's been difficult. The other day I was at the grocery store and I thought about turning the rice aisle into a cruising spot because there was this really fine ass. Well, I don't know if he was actually fine, but he looked fine from the nasal passage up. Like, I could tell. I can tell. You guys ever look at somebody by the body with their mask on and just think to yourself, damn, I bet he fine as fuck under that mask. I have said that no less than 10 times over the course of this pandemic. Like, I bet he look fine as fuck under the mask. And you don't know what's going on under that mask. There could be missing teeth. There could be some color discoloration going on. There could be some bad breath going on. But if you give me a nigga over 6 feet with a good build, then I'm just gonna assume that's what's going on. No, but in all honesty, I need to sit my little hot ass home because I actually broke up with someone literally a month ago. I was in a relationship during the pandemic, much like the rest of us sad ass bitches. Yeah, we thought that it was a great idea to be in a relationship. We thought that it would be a great idea to be shacked up with somebody during the pandemic. Well, let me tell you, it wasn't a good idea. It's a fucking terrible idea. You know what else made me realize? I don't know how to gay right because I was entered the pandemic in one relationship and ended the pandemic coming out of another one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I thought I had this dick shit down, but really I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just out here fucking spiraling. I don't know what I'm doing. Can't even keep a man. Like, what is that? You know, I thought being funny and having a gym body was enough. Like, I thought that was enough. I thought that was the criteria. Clearly not. Niggas want you to cook. I'm like, I don't cook. Like, what do we? That's what you're here for. Like, I don't date. Like, I really need men to stop asking me about my life skills. Like, did my life skills get you to do all the things you just did? No, niggas. So stop asking all these questions. Why are you worried about my life skills? We fucked. So what are you worried about whether I can cook or change or want to have kids and change a diaper? No, nigga. Like, what? What are we doing? Do you want to have kids someday? What? Like, can we like Jesus? What? I need gays to stop dating. Why do we do that? Why do queer people, why do we date in dog years? Why do we move so fucking quickly all the time? Every time I used to think this was just this only applicable to lesbians, but it seems to be the queer men have caught on to it too. Because lesbians, you guys go from, it takes one fucking Melissa, what's her face, come to my window song, and you guys have a lease together and a dog. I forgot her. I'm so high, I forgot her last name. I was like, but you knew the song. I had to throw the song out there so you got the reference. You know. Yeah, but I just every other gay guy that I've met during the pandemic has been like, so where do you see us? What do you do in life? What are your desires? What do you like to do at home? I was like, smoke weed and watch anime. And this guy was like, oh, so you don't. Melissa Etheridge, thank you, Rachel. Shit. It was eating away at me. I was about to end this whole set at some point. Like, Melissa Etheridge, you know, when something is just eating away at your brain. Yeah, but asking me all these serious life-turning questions, it's like, I don't understand. They're like, do you like to cook? Do you do this? It's like, do you have COVID? Is that why you're asking me? Are you gonna die tomorrow? Is that why you're asking me about all these life skills? What are we doing? Just trying to catch a nut, you know? Like, I just need a boyfriend who makes me feel like all of my opinions are the opinion, you know? Like, stop talking. The world would be a great place if more men stopped talking and play with their prostates more. You know, like, could you imagine how many less wars there would be if men just like touch their prostates more? It don't have to be with another guy. They can have their girl do it. Every time I say that, I feel like straight men immediately look at me and they go, they automatically assume I meant another guy. And I'm like, see, get your head out of the gutter. You gay? Look at you. Gay ass. Straight men spend about 90% of their lives terrified of doing something that might make them feel like they might like men. I feel like that's why so many of them walk around so angry all the time, because they're afraid the minute they let their guard down that something gay is gonna happen. which probably explains the origin of the no homo. How many times have you guys heard straight men say no homo? We need to really normalize straight men not doing that. It's very annoying and fucking stupid. Why? What did they think? Do they know something we don't know? Like, I feel like the one time a straight guy forgets to say no homo, like this little gay Keebler elf's just gonna run out of nowhere and grab their dick and just like skeeter off. Just be like, you forgot to say no homo, and then run off into a bush. Like, that would be hilarious. Little gay Keebler elf. Oh man. I'm so high, I just immediately was like trying to envision what it would look like. Oh man. What else is going on? I worked through the pandemic like a loser. I also have a day job. Yeah. Do any of you guys work through the pandemic, or are you guys cool and unemployed? All my friends who like see me, who are all super cool, are like, I was on unemployment. I didn't do nothing. I'd sit around and collect a check. I'm like, that's cool. You know, how's it feel to be limited? How far is that $300 getting? No, I actually envy. I'm just hating because I envy them. I secretly kind of wish I didn't work, but I did work through the pandemic. I work at a coffee shop. I am a barista. It is my job consists of me simultaneously telling white women we no longer have almond milk and fighting off racist homeless people. Yeah, it's been really fun. I deal with racist homeless people. And the thing that's really confusing to me about homeless people who are racist is you have nowhere to live, but yet you find racism as the top #1 priority on your list of things to worry about. Like, what? Like, I couldn't even imagine just being that homeless, and then my number one priority in life is to make sure that the black barista knows that he's a nigger. Like, could you imagine like that is your day? Your day just comprised of being a fucking racist homeless terrorist. Like, what the fuck? Do better. I feel like if you can't, I like that's just not fair. I feel like racist homeless people you should be able to afford to be racist. If you're homeless, you shouldn't be allowed to say racist shit. No, you can't say racist shit until you graduate out of that Sealy Posturpedic box. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't get to be racist. Shut that shit up. White people have been losing their everlasting shit. Well, they always are. Let's just call it spade a spade. White people have been running amok since Cash Money took over for the 99 and the 2000. Like, let's just call it spade a spade. Out here wilding. Oh my God. Carlos was talking about mass shootings. What I found to be most shocking about these mass shootings is, did the mass shooters, like, did they vaccinate the mass shooters before everyone else? Like, what was this? Because they wasted no time getting back to our regularly scheduled program. Jesus, we weren't outside for less than a month. I was like, what is going on right now? This is insane. It's insane. It's crazy. What's even more crazier is that they keep calling it everything except what it is. He was a lone wolf. He was bullied. He came from a broken home. I'm like, bitch, I'm gay and black. Try again. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you like? You know how many times I wanted to murder in mass after being called a faggot? Like, you know how many times I wanted to do those things?
Listen.
I made a couple idle threats, mostly because I was too poor to afford an AR-15. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can't. We don't have that kind of money. Like, what are we doing? But I remember there was at one point before pre-pandemic, there was a Republican in the state of Ohio by the name of Candace Keller, and she blamed mass shootings because around the time when she made the claim, there were two because America back to back because America loves a good Groupon. So she blamed these mass shootings on weed, video games, gays, and transgenders. And I thought to myself, that would be a fire ass book series. I want to be a part of that. Smithing dragons. Oh my. Be amazing. But then I really thought to myself, I was less mad about her blaming it on the gay community because, we get blamed for everything. But I was more bothered by her lack of understanding of how we work. Because let's just think about this for a second. Let's just envision this. If gay people were committing mass shootings, don't you think they'd be a bit better planned? Don't you think? They'd be a bit executed with more precision. We're not going to murder you at a Target, all willy-nilly. We're not going to murder you on a Sunday because that's brunch. We know this. There's going to be, also, we're not going to murder you in black. There's going to be more, we're going to give you dramatics. We're going to give you lighting. You're going to be murdered by a nigga wearing blue velvet. He's not going to be wearing all this drabby ass garb. He's going to be wearing patterns and shit. He's going to fucking do a death drop while committing death. Like that's what he's giving. His AR-15 is going to be bedazzled. It's going to say greedy bottom on the side. It's going to be great.
Greedy bottom.
I saw that joke last night, and there was this old frumpy white man sitting in the front row, unimpressed, giving me the most aggressive resting mass shooter face. It was insane.
Oh, no.
He was not happy about that joke, which means I'm doing my job.
Yes.
Yeah. I've now divided my life post-pandemic into two missions. Being funny and upsetting white people at all costs, because it's what, they were born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline, who knows? I don't know, get to the of it. I never understand why their assholes get all puckered up every time we talk about racism. It's like, if every time Black people decided to commit a heinous hate crime, we would be so lucky if the only punishment we got was white people talking about us. We could be so lucky. You know,
Huh.
like that's the biggest punishment you guys get is us giving you a verbal lashing, but you can't seem to stand that. Get the fuck out of here. But you know what? Karma's a motherfucker, and so is our good Lord and Savior. Because you know what they did get? They age terribly. They age in dog years. They age like an avocado you just got from Chipotle. By the time it gets home, you might as well throw it away. It's not happening. You know. They're also lipless. They they have the mouth of an envelope slit. You know, it's just, which is another reason why. Look, I have nothing against interracial relationships, but if you can please, if any of my fellow Black people want to explain to me the the sheer interest in wanting to kiss someone with a mouth opening like a dog walker or into your apartment. I tried, man. I did. I tried. I dated a few guys. I dated a few white guys in my early 20s. I did. I dated a couple of white dudes. And, you know, it was, yeah, you know, it consists of mainly me just kissing a lot of the face and the lower nose because there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go. And on top of that, a lot of times, most of them don't got no ass. So it's just you touching upper back. What are we doing? What are we doing? You know? But like I said, you know, the good Lord doesn't forget. Doesn't forget at all. Oh man, this was so fun. I had a great time, you guys. I want to leave you guys with. I'm really glad that stand-up is back because I was really starting to look into other ways of desperation to make money. And it caused me to come across this really bizarre idea of how cool would it be if I rebooted How to Catch a Predator. I'd be Black Chris Hansen and the child for budget purposes. Like, how cool would that fucking be? That'd be amazing. You imagine like the fucking little fucking pedophile just comes into the apartment and then you just hear my voice from the room. It's like, I'm in here, but you can still hear the bass boom come out of it a little bit. And then they come in the room like, why are you touching kids, nigga? You know, like that could be. And why do they like my foot? Honestly, I kind of really missed that show because to me, it was a comedy. It was a comedy. It was a comedy because every time they caught these people, what was the first thing they said? I never remember writing that. And then they pull out a whole transcript and they go, I said that? Yes. Who said it then? Who said it? Who said it? Who said it, Mr. Pedophile? And then what do they always say at the end? What did Mr. Pedophile always says at the end? So I can go now. Yeah, sure. Guy who fucked 12 kids. Sure. Just walk out of the door. Go on home. Back to your life. Resuming of kid fucking. Are you serious? No. True story. I was once mistaken for a teenager by a local sex offender.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was. Real shit. I was walking home from the train. I would have been offended, but I'm in my 30s, so I felt pretty motherfucker. Okay. That shit did wonders for my self-esteem. I was like, okay, cool. You get a pass this time. And then he drove off and I was like, I'm still gonna write your tags down, you nasty motherfucker. What you thought this was? No. All right, that's my time. You guys, this was so fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I forgot how to unmute. Damn. Okay, so that was just fantastic. Everyone, give it up for all of our beautiful, wonderful comics tonight. Ash Joyner, Shanel Hughes, Rachel Dunbar, Carlos Kareem Windham, and wonderful headliner who I will continue sexually harassing after the recording ends, Chaz Carter.
Blup, 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 blup.
Woo! You've all been wonderful. Give yourselves a round of applause for sitting here and receiving free entertainment because we're desperate for approval.
Desperate.
Have a good night.
Give it up for Dahlia Belle.
Woo!
Woo!